90-day fiancé, Shekinah shares update after undergoing major surgeries, says sore but healing. A few days ago, reports surfaced that 90-day fiancé, The Other Way star Shekinah Garner underwent breast augmentation and liposuction surgeries. She isn't new to beauty-enhancing procedures. In fact, her audience knows her well for getting these surgeries from time to time. Garner herself is outspoken about her preference for such procedures. According to Shekinah, these procedures boost her confidence. But her fans warn her, concerned about the side effects of such surgeries. Ever since she announced she had a few more procedures done, fans have been worried about her well-being. Now she has given an update on her recovery. Keep reading to learn more. 90-day fiancé, fans react as Shekinah announces undergoing new procedures. 90-day fiancé star Shekinah recently revealed that she underwent liposuction and breast augmentation surgeries. On her Instagram stories, she admitted she was on her way to see the doctor. Soon, the news went viral, and her fans began discussing Garner's decision to have more surgeries. She posted a picture of her tummy and called it Little Chub. She added that she needed to do something to look better. However, her fans did not agree with her. One user said, Shekinah doesn't need another thing. She needs to stop before she ventures into Darcy and Stacey territory. Her audience is visibly concerned about her growing obsession. What happened to self-love? A fan questioned. Another asked, why? Hasn't she seen Darcy? Her followers hope she will understand that she does not need to put her body under the knife to look better. 90-day fiancé, Shekinah shares update about her recent surgeries. 90-day fiancé fans are very concerned about Shekinah's growing obsession with getting more cosmetic procedures. Her followers even started comparing her to the Silva twins for undergoing repeated cosmetic procedures. Still, they wish her the best. Previously, when she revealed that she was going to get liposuction and breast augmentation surgery, fans became very worried about her health and recovery. However, now the reality TV star has revealed how her recovery is going. She posted a story saying that 2 days ago she had her surgeries. Shekinah also added that it was her first time getting lipo to reduce the volume in an area. She wrote, "I'm sore but healing." Along with the caption, she posted a short clip of herself lying on a hospital bed, her body covered with bandages. In another story, she thanked her friends for taking care of her. "I love you girls so much," she wrote. Fans have not been pleased with her getting another procedure to look better. She is like those celebrities who have experimented with their appearance over the last few years. Everyone is concerned that she won't stop until she sees the harmful side effects of all these surgeries. From time to time, her audience has urged her to stop. However, she does not seem to listen to anyone. Someone wrote, "Poor thing has body dysmorphia. I just hope Sarper isn't contributing to it." Fans remain hopeful that someday she will understand that her body does not need so much to look good. Over time, it will change, and no one can stop that. 90-day fiancé, Shekinah Garner goes under the knife again. How many surgery will she get? Shekinah Garner of 90-day fiancé, The Other Way is known for undergoing plastic surgery. The reality TV star has been frank about all the procedures she gets. Whether it's facelifts or laser therapy, she never hides anything about her appearance. The TLC reality TV star isn't afraid to get under the knife. Shekinah has also been very particular about her looks and diet. She spends a considerable amount of time, money, and effort achieving her dream look. She has also documented the process online. What surgery is the reality star getting next? Read the full scoop below. 90-day fiancé, Shekinah Garner using GLP-1 shots for weight loss. Apart from being obsessed with plastic surgery, the 90-day fiancé star also admits to taking GLP-1 shots to lose weight. Shekinah posted on social media how these shots are life-saving drugs for women. Fans were shocked to hear this, as she is neither overweight nor fat. She also urged fans to consider using the shots. "I microdose it and it's amazing for so many things," she wrote. This prompted users to comment that, how is it life-saving for people who don't really need it though? The reaction to Shekinah using GLP-1 shots was varied. Some speculated whether Sarper was forcing her to use it. In the past, Sarper looked displeased if she weighed more than 130 pounds. Fans often question why some celebrities promote certain treatments and adhere to specific beauty standards. She is known to be fond of cosmetic surgeries. Her using weight loss shots doesn't really surprise many. 90-Day Fiancé, Shekinah Garner getting more surgeries, what are they? In a new online content, Shekinah announced that she is undergoing more surgeries. This time, it isn't her face. It is known that the 90-Day Fiancé, the Other Way star, loves getting surgeries. She has never backed away from getting painful surgeries to look good. In the clip, Shekinah is on her way to the doctor's appointment for breast augmentation and tummy liposuction. Shekinah says that the only time she had liposuction done was when she had fat harvested from her inner thighs to be put in her under eye. She is excited about the appointment. She is excited about getting a flat tummy. The American citizen pulls on her tummy, sticking out of her pants, and calls it Little Chub. The star talks about how she doesn't want to lose weight from anywhere else but her tummy. Shekinah says that going on a diet would make her skinnier overall, and she doesn't like that. Even though she could lose tummy fat easily when she was younger, weight loss hasn't worked out for her at present. The 90-Day Fiancé, the Other Way celeb, says there's surgery for everything now. She is thankful to her doctor. Fans in the video are calling her out for having body dysmorphia. One user calls her out, saying, "Sad excuse. Change your diet, exercise. Have structure and discipline." Another comment read, "She is so insecure, and these doctors shouldn't approve her for lipo, she has no fat." Another says it is entirely normal to have tummy rolls even if someone is thin. 90-Day Fiancé, the Other Way. Shekinah officially announces her exit from the show. It's never an easy path for the couples of 90-Day Fiancé, the Other Way. Now that the TLC show is in its 11th season, we've been following some of the reality TV couples for years, one of which is Shekinah and Sarper, who come from Los Angeles and Istanbul, respectively. Fans of the show will be well aware that this season has been a particularly challenging one for the couple. After Sarper moved to the US to be with Shekinah, the two have gotten into argument after argument, and in the latest episode, it's possible we saw Shekinah decide to exit the series for good. Shekinah hinted to fans she'd be leaving the show. In the most recent episode of the series, Shekinah and Sarper had a very serious conversation about the future of their relationship. Since Sarper moved to LA, their communication has appeared to suffer, while Shekinah consistently felt like she was doing more than her share and being treated poorly by her partner. Sarper felt that Shekinah wasn't considerate of the impact of the move and his subsequent depression. By the end, the two appeared to be on the fence about continuing their relationship entirely. Sarper told Shekinah that they needed to break up or get well again, explaining that there wasn't an option in between. This left fans wondering whether, in the case of a split, they'd ever see Sarper and Shekinah on screen again. This week, Shekinah took to her personal Instagram page to do a Q&A with fans. When one asked whether she was going through a rough patch with Sarper, she was candid in her response. "Let's just say you probably won't see us on any more seasons." In another response to a fan question, Shekinah went on to note that nothing about this is easy when it came to navigating her relationship and having it filmed for TV. Sarper and Shekinah's fate is unclear. As of this article's writing, the future of Sarper and Shekinah's relationship, and whether they'll be featured on future seasons of the show, is still unclear. Longtime viewers of the show will know that Sarper and Shekinah are often prone to having large blow-up fights and then coming back together stronger than ever. While it's possible that this is one of those moments, it's also possible that the two will split for real this time. One difference this time around is that the pair have a clock on their decision. Now that Sarper is in the US, he's on a strict visa that requires him to return to Turkey in 2 months, unless he and Shekinah decide to tie the knot before then. At the end of the most recent episode, this is exactly the decision we saw Shekinah stressing over. Though she felt like Sarper wasn't treating her the way that she wanted to be treated, the prospect of completely breaking up was also one that felt daunting to her. What's more, Shekinah only recently introduced Sarper to her teen daughter for the first time, a highly anticipated event that she took very seriously. No doubt she feels even more invested in making the relationship work now that she's folded Sarper even further into her family life. Fans seem to be trying to deduce whether the pair have already split. For one thing, Sarper remains on Shekinah's social media, and she even posted about their recent trip to Montana just 2 weeks ago. In a post on her Instagram, Shekinah shared a picture of the two of them smiling in cowboy hats. In her caption, she gushed about how fun it was to show off another part of the country to him. "Took my Turkish man back to my Montana roots. Showing him where the stars shine the brightest and teaching him the difference between a goose and a moose. Think he's ready for country life? Leave us a yeehaw or a no way below to let us know." 90-Day Fiancé's Sarper Güven and Shekinah Garner will never be happy together. Are they really soulmates or has the attraction finally faded? 90-Day Fiancé couple Sarper Güven and Shekinah Garner need to break up unless they want a relationship that ends in heartbreak. Shekinah and Sarper met during one of Shekinah's trips to Turkey. They quickly became inseparable, even though Shekinah had her doubts about Sarper's integrity. She was in disbelief when she heard Sarper talk about his 3000+ affairs. She could never fully trust him around other women now. Meanwhile, Sarper began treating Shekinah like his personal project, controlling her actions to the point where she felt more like a puppet than a partner. Control became a point of contention in Shekinah and Sarper's relationship, with both trying to pull the reins until they reached a breaking point. While Sarper was making all the decisions for Shekinah in the earlier seasons, things shifted after he came to the US. Shekinah began demanding that Sarper behave a certain way. Sarper initially impressed viewers by doing a complete 180 in his behavior after arriving in America, but Shekinah's recent cryptic updates suggest he may have been pretending, and his true colors have finally started to show. Shekinah was a fling for Sarper when they met. Sarper didn't want an exclusive relationship with Shekinah. When Sarper first saw Shekinah's profile on a dating site, it wasn't just her unique name that caught his eye. The pictures in her profile showed off her impressive physique. Sarper thought the photos were so different and wanted to meet her. He thought she looked like a sex bomb. Sarper thought of his tough guy persona and admitted he wasn't expecting too much from the date other than a one-night stand. While the first date was magical, Sarper was in a bind the next day when Shekinah asked to meet up again. "I was with 2 women that day, and I was so exhausted." Sarper had tried to cancel the date. However, Shekinah showed up at his home to look after him. Sarper wasn't expecting it. It's not known if Shekinah knew Sarper had been with 2 women that same day. Perhaps she would have been better as just another name among the 3,000+ women listed in Sarper's diary. Surely, he had never expected to see Shekinah again after she left for the US. Shekinah was never committed to moving to Turkey. Shekinah never really moved. When Shekinah said she was moving to Turkey on 90-Day Fiancé, the other way, it was somewhat of a half-truth. Shekinah wasn't relocating to Sarper's country by leaving everything she had behind. Shekinah flew back every few weeks to spend time with her daughter Sophie, who was in boarding school. She also had her business to take care of in California and never showed any interest in moving to Turkey. If Shekinah wanted to, she could have explored career options as an esthetician there, but she never made Turkey her home. Shekinah restricted Sarper's earning opportunities. Sarper is broke because of Shekinah. It was Sarper who paid for all the flights Shekinah took to and from Turkey. He also made sure he paid for everything when they were living together. She told Parade in an interview that whenever she was in Turkey, she saved a lot of money because she never reached for her wallet. Shekinah admitted Sarper was dipping into his savings for her, and she sometimes felt bad about it. However, it's not like she was going to offer to help him. But at the same time, he's a grown man. He can figure it out. While Shekinah was living off Sarper and using his savings, Sarper's source of income had been greatly affected. Sarper was active as a personal trainer when he met Shekinah. Given his past, Shekinah wanted Sarper to avoid training women. As it turns out, 90% of Sarper's personal training clients were women. He had to let them go at Shekinah's insistence. Sarper had told the cameras that he had no savings left. It seems Shekinah wasn't bothered by that at all. She trusted Sarper to find a way out of his financial mess. Shekinah remained friends with her exes. Sarper was asked to avoid all kinds of women. While Sarper wasn't allowed to take on female clients at his job, the rules didn't apply to Shekinah. She remained friends with her exes, including her baby daddy, Berto Mata. Shekinah had taken Sarper to meet her group of friends on 90 Day Fiancé season 11, including a Frenchman named Dan. Sarper didn't know that Shekinah and Dan had hooked up in the past. "We've done more than just kissing," Dan had told the producers. To Sarper, he said he would have been a better choice for Shekinah than the Turkish man. Sarper felt depressed after moving to the US. Shekinah dismissed Sarper's feelings. Sarper was triggered by what Dan said. He had to fight his anger so he didn't do something he would later regret. It's as if every situation Sarper had to face after coming to America was a test he had to pass, including meeting Shekinah's daughter and her sisters. Without their approval, she was not going to marry Sarper. Eventually, within less than a month of moving to Los Angeles, Sarper and Shekinah got into a fight, which left Sarper feeling unsure about whether they should get married. Sarper even considered moving back to Turkey. Two strangers in the same house. Sarper felt weak because he couldn't work in the US, and wasn't 100% himself. Shekinah felt Sarper was being distant, cold, rude, dismissive, but Sarper tried to tell her he was depressed. Shekinah questioned why Sarper felt this way without showing him any empathy. Sarper couldn't recognize the woman he's known for 2.5 years and couldn't understand why she was being so hard on him. "The version of me that you get depends on how you treat me," Shekinah told him. Shekinah thinks that Sarper hasn't changed. Will Sarper and Shekinah get divorced? Shekinah could see how Sarper, who was used to being independent, had been uprooted from his surroundings, but she didn't like that he was taking out his frustrations on her. While it looks like Sarper and Shekinah have gotten married since he's been living in the US for almost a year now, Shekinah's recent interactions with fans on Instagram prove their relationship still hasn't improved. "Nothing about this is easy," Shekinah told a fan on Instagram, via 90 Day Fiancé _Alexa, when asked if she and Sarper were okay. Shekinah hinted at them going through a rough patch. She even said fans would probably not see them anymore in any new seasons. 90 Day Fiancé viewers suspect that Shekinah and Sarper could be heading to couples therapy after this season. It's probably for the best since Sarper and Shekinah's fights are getting tough to watch. Their interactions are toxic, and it seems neither of them will ever be happy as they continue being with each other. "You need to learn responsibility." 90 Day Fiancé's Shekinah Garner issues strong warning to Sarper Güven in bold new life update. Shekinah Garner called out Sarper Güven for being an irresponsible partner in a shocking new update after their explosive argument during 90 Day Fiancé season 11. Shekinah is an esthetician from Los Angeles who fell for the personal trainer from Turkey during The Other Way season 5. Sarper displayed red flags such as excessive control and angry outbursts, and Shekinah expected him to change, which he did as he came to the US. Sarper got the approval from Shekinah's daughter and family, but he wasn't happy with the living conditions in Shekinah's house and experienced homesickness. Shekinah and Sarper seemed to break up in the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé, during which the Turkish man threatened to leave her for not addressing his needs. Shekinah is now firing back. Shekinah recorded herself talking to fans on Instagram, via 90 Day Fiancé breaking news, in which she said, "You guys do not know what I've been through with this man in this relationship. You don't know the squander that I pulled him out of." As per Shekinah, Sarper was living the most toxic, unhealthy life, but he has a beautiful life now, where he has love, structure, companionship, and true intimacy. Shekinah noted that before her, all Sarper knew were meaningless experiences, and now everything in his life has improved. Shekinah noted that since Sarper is 45 years old, he needs to learn responsibility. So it's hard for him, she added. Shekinah thinks that it's difficult for Sarper to understand that his feelings are not the only ones that matter. She confessed that she's had to deal with a lot of learning curves, even though she knew what she was getting into. She thinks she could be at fault for dating someone who's never had a serious relationship before. What Shekinah means when she says she pulled Sarper out of squander. Did Shekinah really improve Sarper's life? Shekinah may have meant to use the word squalor but mistakenly said squander. She claimed Sarper lived in messy, unhygienic conditions when they met. She may have been referring to his old bed, which she made him replace after moving in. Otherwise, his apartment appeared decent on camera. Sarper seemed financially stable in Turkey, working at a gym and taking on acting and modeling gigs. Shekinah was reportedly the reason that he began dipping into his savings. Sarper didn't let Shekinah spend any of her money when she lived with him. He provided her with the best lifestyle and even bought her flight tickets. Perhaps Sarper expected that Shekinah would do the same for him once he moved to America. Instead, he realized that he had to live in a cramped house where Shekinah was servicing her clients in the kitchen. She expected Sarper to leave the house whenever she had a client over.